Have you ever felt more autistic than you ever felt before in your life? Rest assured, it is common for autistics to feel more autistic at certain times in their lives. In this video, I'm going to break down what causes us to feel more autistic, how we may experience feeling more autistic, and some good news about feeling more autistic than normal. So let's get started. Hey, Define Yourselfers, I am the Confident Autistic from theconfidentautistic.com. If you're new to my channel, welcome. I truly appreciate you checking out this video, and I hope you like what you see in this channel and come back and watch more videos as I post videos on a regular basis to my channel. I'm an autistic adult, late diagnosed, a multi-certified life coach, and an advocate for autistic adults who is on a mission to empower you to embrace autism confidently. Now, if this resonates with you, please consider supporting my mission. You can show your support in many ways, including liking, sharing, and commenting on this video. But the best way to show your support is by subscribing to this channel. And when you subscribe, do not forget to ring the bell to be notified of new videos and when I go live. The feeling of being more autistic typically means experiencing a heightened intensity of autistic traits or challenges, including increased sensory sensitivity, increased social anxiety, increased difficulty with communication, or rigid thinking patterns. Feeling more autistic is often due to stressful situations, changes in our environment, or simply a greater awareness of our own autistic needs and how they might be impacting our daily lives. Here are 7 more autistic characteristics that, when increased, can cause you to feel more autistic. Sensory overload. Becoming more overwhelmed by sight, sound, smells, taste, or textures than usual for you is a sign that you are feeling or can contribute to you feeling more autistic than normal. Social anxiety. Feeling an increased level of stress or discomfort in social situations like large gatherings or even a casual conversation with just a few people or even with one person. If you're experiencing this, that's going to make you feel more autistic than you normally feel. Emotional dysregulation. Now, when I say emotional dysregulation, I mean experiencing more intense or unpredictable emotions, potentially due to sensory overload and or social stress, which we just spoke about a moment ago. Difficulty with communication. Now, I mentioned this a little bit earlier, but let's go a little bit deeper into this. With difficulty with communication are struggles to understand subtle social cues, interpreting language literally, or having trouble expressing your own thoughts and feelings. Executive functioning challenges, if those increase, you're probably going to feel that you're more autistic than normal. And executive functioning challenges could include a difficulty with planning, organizing, or managing time effectively. And of course, an increased need for routine. Routine is something many of us on the spectrum need, including myself. And I know that when I feel an increased need for routine, I feel a lot of things are getting out of hand in my life. It's going crazy. I'm getting sensory overload, social anxiety. Everything I mentioned so far is getting overwhelming. And the way I want to control it or get some self-regulating activity going is by increasing my routine. I have an increased need for routines. And when you have the increased need for a routine, you're usually feeling anxious or distressed when daily routines are disrupted. And they usually get disrupted, like I said a few moments ago, when you're getting overwhelmed by sensory input, social anxiety, executive function, whatever. That can contribute to that. And last but certainly not least, masking fatigue. feeling of exhausted from trying to suppress autistic traits and characteristics to fit in with neurotypical expectations. Now, often when we go through feeling more autistic than we normally are feeling or typically feel, we might experience something which I'm going to talk about in a different video, which as soon as that's available, uh, it will be linked in this video description. And if you're not subscribed, please subscribe now and you'll get notified when it is available, especially if you ring that bell. But we may go through imposter syndrome because we're going to feel like, okay, now I'm more autistic. And one of two things will happen. You're going to be thinking, am, well, basically, you'll be thinking, am I truly autistic? Especially if you've not received a diagnosis, this could happen. Because now you're thinking, okay, I'm more autistic than before. So was I not autistic then, and now I am? Well, that's not possible. You either were born autistic or you're not. It's a lifelong condition and all. But the thing is that now that you're seeing these traits more and you're exhibiting them more and you're having less success at suppressing and managing them, you would start thinking, have I been faking, or am I faking being autistic, which is part of the imposter syndrome. So that's not an uncommon thing that when you are feeling more autistic than typical for yourself, you may experience some imposter syndrome, which will go deeper in another video. And like I said, that'll be linked in the video description on this video as soon as it's available. And to make sure you don't miss when that's released, make sure you have subscribed to the channel. Now, it's important to know that you do not need to experience all of the above contributing factors to feel more autistic than usual. This means that what constitutes as being or feeling more autistic can vary depending on the individual and the specific experiences. For example, maybe I'm just having an increased need for routine. None of the others, just an increased need for routine. That in itself can make you feel more autistic than you typically feel. Therefore, you don't have to have everything. I mean, it's not an all or nothing deal. You can have any aspect of that. And although I did not mention it in the list, it is possible to say, or to realize you're spending more time with your special interests, whatever that is, than normal. That may make you feel that you're feeling more autistic than you typically feel. That's fine. Feeling more autistic than you typically experience is normal. And it does not mean you're a faker, a poser, or imposter syndrome, or doing it for attention. It's a legitimate experience we go through as autistics. Feeling more autistic is not always negative. This is the good news about this. Sometimes feeling more autistic can simply mean becoming more self aware and accepting one's own neurodiversity. Now, I've been autistic all my life. Everyone who is on the spectrum has been autistic all their life. And when I went through the three phases, I call them, first suspecting I was autistic, then self identifying, then receiving a diagnosis that confirmed my suspicions, I became more aware of my autism and my traits and self-aware of the fact that I need routine, that noise bothers me, that smells bother me, that I do have social anxiety and some of my behavior started making sense to me. So I became more self-aware, which made me feel more autistic than I ever felt in my life. But that was a good thing for me. That confirmed my suspicions and it helped me understand myself better. And it's now it's only been a few months since I did receive my confirmation diagnosis, but I believe it's going to, in the long run, help me understand my life better and help me self regulate better. So, to me, feeling more autistic than I typically did or have ever felt in my life before is a good thing. And the last thing I want to say before we wrap up this video is if you are experiencing significant challenges due to feeling more autistic than normal, for what's normal for you, reaching out to a therapist or other professional familiar with autism can be beneficial. Do not think asking for help is a weakness. A lot of people don't want to. We have a stigma in our society that we go and seek help, we're weaklings. No, it's our superpower. The smart people out there, and I bet you're a smart person because you're watching this video, Smart people know when they need help to ask for help. There's no shame in it. It's okay. I've seen a counselor. A lot of people have seen counselors, psychiatrists. I've seen psychiatrists. I've seen psychologists. It's okay to do. Don't let society's stigma of seeing a professional stop you from getting the help that you need and that you deserve, so you can achieve. I was looking for the word, found it. Achieve anything and everything you want to in life, despite the fact that you are on the spectrum. Now it's your turn. Share your thoughts on this video. Let me know what you think. Have you ever felt more autistic than normal for yourself? I would love to hear those experiences or anything else you'd like to share, including topic ideas for future videos. Now, you can do that by commenting on this video or joining in the conversation in our Facebook group, Autistic Adults Embracing Autism. A link to that group is in this video's description. Not to mention a link to a free gift you can get from me simply by going to the web address I give in the video description, so you do want to read there. Now, rest assured, although I cannot respond to every single comment personally, I do read each and every comment that is posted on the channel and in our group. So I do read them, and I do appreciate everyone's participation, and the words of encouragement you all have given me means a very large amount of energy and encouragement for me. So I appreciate you doing that. So until next time, this is Chris Mitchell, the Confident Autistic, reminding you that now is the time for you to embrace autism confidently. Join me live Thursday nights for the Confident Autistic Live, where I answer your questions, we discuss this week's videos, offer support, and more. The fun starts Thursday at 7 p.m. Central Time in the US of A. Be sure to click the bell when you subscribe to the channel to be notified when the party begins.